My new job requires me to forget what I see, but I remember everything, and now so do you. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. First, I want to say thank you to all of you who supported me after I posted about taking a break. It meant a lot to hear how much you appreciated my honesty and openness. I am still going to take things a little slower than usual, so if I seem a bit quiet or distracted in these videos, that's why. But I'm happy to be back making videos. I enjoy it and I love sharing stories with all of you. Today I have a super chilling corporate horror story for you. And let's jump right into it. The interview. They asked one question at the interview. Can you forget what you see? I thought it was a joke. The office was all glass and steel, modern, expensive. The recruiter smiled like nothing about that question was strange. Yeah, I said yes. I needed the job. I told them I could forget anything. I guess I was desperate enough that my lie detector results didn't matter because they hired me on the spot. No resume check, no references, no paperwork. Just a black badge with the number 47 on it and instructions to report Monday at 11 p.m. Not a.m., p.m., they wrote. Once I got home, I searched online. Nothing came up. The company name wasn't registered anywhere. There was no address except for the one where the office was located. And when I visited, it turned out to be a high-end condo building. When I rang the bell and told the concierge where I needed to go, he gave me a weird look. 11 o'clock, he said. Of course, straight ahead, 4th floor, suite 47. When I knocked on the door, it opened immediately. Inside, the office was empty. Dark except for a computer on the desk with a clock that read 10:58 p.m. I walked in and sat down. The instant I touched the desk, the lights turned on and a friendly woman with brown hair walked in. Hi, I'm Harper. You must be 47. Welcome to Night Audit Operations. She flashed a badge with the same number. I didn't speak. Instead, I handed her my ID and waited. She typed my information into a keyboard and then handed me a stack of papers to sign. There were confidentiality agreements, ND, a C, and a waiver that stated I wouldn't hold the company accountable for any psychological or emotional damage. I signed everything. It felt wrong. But bills have no patience for gut feelings. The orientation. The first night, a woman named Harper gave me the rules. She never blinked. Enter only through sublevel 3. Clock in and out using your assigned retinal scanner. Never leave your post between 12:40 and 1:10. If you see yourself on a monitor, look away. If someone knocks on the emergency door, do not respond. What do we actually do? I asked. She just said, observe, then forget. Then she led me through a labyrinth of hallways until we reached a room with a dozen monitors, showing grainy black and white feeds from other sublevels. Most showed empty corridors. One showed an ant crawling across a vent. What happens when I clock in? I asked. She just pointed to the clock on the wall. See what happens. At 12:37, a monitor 9 flickered. I leaned in. The hallway was empty, but the lights were strobing faintly. Harper entered the room behind me. She looked pale. Time to look away, she said. I did. For 30 minutes, I heard faint, static, tapping sounds and something that sounded like whispering. Then silence. When I looked again, the monitors were normal. You'll get used to it, Harper said. The man in monitor 6. On my third night, I saw a man standing motionless in monitor 6. He faced the wall. The feed timestamp said 12:59, and I was not supposed to look, but I couldn't help myself. I stared. The man turned slowly toward the camera. He looked like me. My hands trembled. I looked away, but even with my eyes closed, I saw his smile. After the shift, I tried to ask Harper about it. "That man in monitor 6, she said, "if you remember it, that means you looked too long. You'll need clearance soon." The clearance room. That night, I was escorted to a door with no label. Inside, a single chair faced a screen showing static. A voice instructed me to watch and breathe. I watched. Images flashed, my childhood home, my parents, but wrong. Their eyes were empty. Their mouths moved silently. Then flashes of myself, aged and screaming. Alone in the control room, bleeding. I woke up in my car. The sun was rising. My badge was gone, but a note was taped to my steering wheel. "You passed. Forget. Return tonight. Forbidden's door. Night 5. I saw the emergency door handle twitching. Someone was knocking in a slow rhythm. Tap, tap, pause, tap. I ignored it. But then I heard a voice. "Help me, please. I'm still inside. They left me here." It was my voice. I stood up. I walked toward the door. Before I could touch it, Harper slammed me into the wall. "Don't listen. Don't trust anything that sounds like you. It remembers your voice." I was shaking. Harper just handed me a cup of water and said, "Sit down. Breathe. Forget." The loop. On night 8, I saw myself again in monitor 6, but this time I wasn't standing. I was sitting at the control desk, watching myself through the screen. It was a perfect mirror. I looked at the camera in the room. The red light was off. On the monitor, my reflection raised a hand and waved. I felt cold. The feed timestamp said 12:59 a.m. I watched myself stand and walk to the emergency door. This was not a recording. This was a warning. Breaking protocol. I asked Harper what was beneath sublevel 5. She said nothing, but her voice cracked. The next night, I swiped my badge at sublevel 4 and pried open the maintenance hatch. The stairs spiraled down. The walls grew older, cracked. The lights buzzed. At sublevel 5, there were no cameras. Just silence and a smell like burnt hair. I found a hallway lined with locked doors. Each had a number and a name. One had my name on it. Inside was a desk, a screen, and a chair. The same control room, empty, clean, except for the journal. I opened it. My handwriting, day 46. I've forgotten everything. I think they've made me do this before. Confrontation. I confronted Harper. She looked tired, not surprised. "How many times have I done this?" I asked. She said, "Some people forget forever. Others ask questions. Those who go down to level 5 are the ones who start remembering." "Why me?" "Because the building likes you." I didn't ask what that meant. The last shift. On my final shift, I arrived to find every monitor showing static. The hum in the air was louder. The walls seemed to pulse. The emergency door was wide open. I looked inside, blackness and voices. Every person I'd seen, every version of me, whispering in overlapping tones. "Close the door. Don't look. Don't remember." But I stepped inside. The truth. I woke up in the chair, facing the monitors, just like before. A voice over the speaker said, "You're ready now." The screens showed real-time footage of dozens of control rooms. Each room had a version of me, watching, blinking, reacting in perfect sync. We need eyes. We need memory. We need forgetfulness. I wasn't hired. I was recruited, split across 100 loops. And now I was watching the next recruit walk through the door. He looked like me. So I hope you enjoyed this little horror story. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Also, make sure to stay updated on all things creepy. And thanks so much for watching.